In our last video, we discussed how the writers of the Bible were unmistakably honest in recording the lives of key individuals in the Bible. They didn't just write about their good, but also their evil. God is the only one who comes out looking good in the Bible, thus clearly showing the corruption of man and the goodness of God. In this video, we will explore the historical accuracy of the Bible. The Bible records man's history from creation to the 1st century AD. In these accounts, it records the names of people, cities, and countries, along with cultures that inhabited these locations. If the Bible is true, then these people and places really existed. And if they existed, then the Bible can be used by archaeologists to help identify these ancient places. We could go in 100 different directions to show the Bible's accuracy, but I want to focus on just one, and that's the Fall of Jericho. The city of Jericho, which was discovered in the second half of the 1800s. Many excavation teams have examined the ruins and have found some pretty amazing parallels to the Bible. The city of Jericho was a fortified city that the Israelites marched around for 7 days. Finally, after following the orders of God, the walls miraculously collapsed and the city was destroyed by Joshua's armies. Let's look at how the archaeological findings correlate with the Bible's narrative. Number 1, the city was strongly fortified based on Joshua chapter 2 verses 5, 7, and 15. The attack occurred just after harvest time in the spring. That's Joshua chapter 2 and verse 6. The inhabitants had no opportunity to flee with their food. Joshua chapter 6 and verse 1. The siege was short. Joshua chapter 6 verse 15. The walls were leveled, possibly by an earthquake. Joshua chapter 6 verse 20. The city was not plundered. Joshua chapter 6 verses 17 through 18. And finally, the city was burned. Joshua chapter 6 verse number 20. It's amazing how precise the Bible records this event. Wouldn't it be strange that everything about Jericho was accurate except the miraculous collapse of the wall? There are many theories on how the wall may have come down. Many believe an earthquake. But based on the evidence, the inhabitants were burned with stored food, which means even if it was an earthquake, what would be the odds of the walls collapsing on the same day that a siege of the city is taking place? Really, what are the odds? You see, the Bible is a reliable source for archaeologists, and it's also a reliable source to base our lives on. We will continue to explore how amazing the Bible really is. And trust me, it's worth believing.
Well, two fellas came out of the jungle there, and they looked me straight in the eye with some cold, glassy eyes, and they said, "No problem, man." And then they stabbed me in the throat, and they dragged me back into the bushes, where they began searching my pocket. I later learned that this group had been working that neighborhood, and when they finished with your pockets, they broke your neck and they killed you.
This amazing consistency of the knowledge of God is one of many proofs that point to a divine authorship that goes beyond its unique authors. In a court of law, a written document from a witness is considered to be evidence. Now, 40 witnesses is more than enough to hold up in court as credible evidence to establish what is true.